2019, 2020 brought upon us difficulties as humankind. People lost family, people lost business, people lost connections, they lost a lot of opportunities. Many things happened. There are many men up till today, they are crying. Some are reeling from the influence and the impact of the pandemic and the things that happened to us. People have failed exams, people have lost families, people have gone through divorces, people have lost relatives to death. And all these things that happen to us, misfortunes that strike, men are supposed to be able to brush them aside and pursue their purposes in life. King David in the Bible had his share of the ups and downs of life. Sometimes when you go through difficulties in life, people ask, what did I do to deserve this? What did I do to bring this upon me? But you don't need to do something bad before evil things happen to you. I heard Bishop T.D. Jakes say one time, he said, bad things happen to good people. So a bad thing is not happening to you because you are a bad person, but a bad thing happens because bad things happen to everybody. Good, bad, ugly, bad things happen to everybody. King David was the man after God's heart. The Bible said, God said, I have found David my servant. And he said, with my holy oil have I anointed him. He said, he's a man after my own heart. Nevertheless, David had his own share of the bad things of life. Bad things hit everybody at one point or the other. So the Bible said that the race is not to the swift, and the battle is not to the strong. Bread is not to the wise, nor yet riches to men of understanding, nor yet favor to men of skill, but time and chance happen to them all. Time and chance happen to everybody. I like the way the Message translation of the Bible puts this scripture. The Message translation of the Bible. Message translation of the Bible. He said, but I returned and I saw. No, this is not what I want. I want keep message. I took another walk around the neighborhood, and I realized that on this earth, as it is, the race is not always to the swift, nor the battle to the strong, nor satisfaction to the wise, nor riches to the smart, nor grace to the learned. He said, sooner or later, bad luck hits us all. Sooner or later, bad luck hits us all. Sooner or later, everybody has to cry. Sooner or later, everybody has to mourn. Sooner or later, everybody has to weep. Everybody has to stop dancing. No matter how strong you are, how intelligent you are, and let me add this, no matter how godly and how holy you are, once in a while, you will have to take a break from being a rejoicing person to start crying or mourning. Now, King David, the man after God's heart, one day went through something. His son Absalom died. And I wish I could spend the whole day talking to you about Absalom. When you talk about Absalom, you are talking about the crown of David's sons. He had many sons, but this particular Absalom, the Bible, he was beautiful like a woman. Absalom was beautiful, like you would describe at the end of the year. He would cut his hair and weigh it, and they will announce it to the whole of Israel and tell any woman, come and beat him, let's see. And this man was so kingly and so priestly in nature that even before his father could suggest that he should be the next king, he attempted making himself the king. And he said, tell them, because this is the man, brother. He came into exile. And Joab and others, Joab was the army commander, or the army commander of King David. They managed to bring Joab back. They found a way of bringing, I beg your pardon, Absalom back. Absalom was this charming personality, this great personality. Led a rebellion, and then they went into war. And after they went into the war, Absalom was killed. Joab and others killed him. And they came and told David, your son is dead. Your son has been killed in the battle. You've lost your son. Just like some people lose relative. You lose a husband, you lose a wife, you lose a child, you lose a parent, you lose a friend, you lose a church member. Sometimes you lose a pastor. As a congregation, you lose a pastor. So what do you do after that? You lose your business. You marry. I'm sure you are married and you think you've lost nothing. You've lost some amount of privacy. In other words, this time there's somebody around. When you are laughing too much, you say you are laughing too much, calm down. So you've lost some bit of that. And then you also had a child. You may think you lost nothing. Very soon you lose school fees. And I know already you are losing sleep, because the time you want to sleep, you have to get up. And of course, to my left, I don't have to belabor the point. We have lost somebody very precious. Now, David lost his son. I would want to start reading from the verse number 1 of 2 Samuel 19. And it was told Joab, behold, the king weepeth and mourneth for Absalom. The king is weeping and he's mourning for Absalom. And the victory of that day was turned into mourning unto all the people, for the people heard say on that day how the king was grieved for his son. And the people got them away by stealth that day into the city, as a people being ashamed steal away when they flee in the battle. But the king covered his face, and the king cried with a loud voice, "Oh, my son Absalom! Oh, Absalom, my son, my son!" And Joab came in unto the house and said, "Thou hast shamed this day the faces of all your servants, which this day have saved your life and the lives of your sons and the lives of your daughters and the lives of your wives and the lives of your concubines. In that you love your enemies more than you love your enemies, and you hate your friends, because you have declared this day that thou regardest neither princes nor servants. For this day I perceive that if Absalom had lived and all we had died this day, then it had pleased you well. Now therefore, arise and go forth, and speak comfortably unto thy servants. For I swear by the Lord," I like this one, "Wallahi narri say Allah." If you're speaking Hausa, that's what he said. He said, "Oga." And that is because David is his boss. So he said, "Oga." Oga is Nigerian language. It means senior and it means boss. He said, "Boss, get up." Arise means get up. Get up and go forth, and speak comfortably unto these servants of yours, because I swear by the Lord, if you don't get up and go forth, there will not tarry one with you this night, and that will be worse unto thee than all the evil that befell thee from thy youth even until now. If you don't get up from now, if you don't get up now, what is going to happen to you? You've never seen anything like that. Even Absalom's death will be nothing. He said, "Get up." And the king arose. I like that. So they said, "Oga, get up." And Oga got up, and he sat in the gate. And they told unto all the people, saying, "Behold, the king doth sit in the gate." And all the people came before the king, for Israel had fled every man to his tent. Very interesting story. Turn to your neighbor and tell your neighbor, "Oga, get up." I can't hear you. Tell your neighbor, "Oga, get up." Now, the reason Oga must get up, number one, is disgrace. If you got my notes before this morning, I wrote defamation. But defamation, shame, and disgrace, they mean the same thing. But I choose to use the word disgrace because it is easier to understand than even defamation. They are slightly different. Now he said, "We won a battle, but your son died, and you are making it look like we have lost the battle. We didn't lose a battle, we won the battle. But because your son died, you are so selfish that you are just thinking about your personal pain, and you are not looking at the victory of the entire camp. So on a day of victory, you have made the day of victory look like the day of a defeat. So Oga, get up. Get up, because you know what? You are misrepresenting today. You are misrepresenting the season in which we are. The season we are in is a season of victory. It's not a season of mourning. You are changing it. Oga, get up. Get up, because you are disgracing today. You are spoiling the nature of today. And ladies and gentlemen, I understand how you can allow your state of despair to defame and shame your family and others. You cover everybody in a state of defeat. David's life, the lives of his soldiers who went to fight, were saved, but because he lost Absalom, the whole day was turned into mourning. I remember when we were doing a convention here in this room, and there was an accident, and 2 of my biological children died one day, plus 4 precious children. People came to me and they said, you cannot preach. I told the international presbytery of the church at that time, I said, there's no way you can tell me this. I said, you know what? If I don't preach today, I've lost my voice forever. There's nobody who will die in Fountain Gate Chapel and I'll be able to preach again, because if I preach, if anybody passes, what I am saying is that my children are more important than other people's children. So you know what? My children are gone, but I'm going to take that pain and I'm going to lay it aside, and I'm going to preach, and I'm going to do what I must do as a man of God. And when I finish, God will give me grace. Listen, I came to tell you. And I told them, I said, you know what? Thousands of people came. They didn't die. The ones we lost were 6. But thousands came and God kept them. Thousands are here and they are doing the convention. And all these thousands, they call me their spiritual father. I am a father to all these people that are here. I can't lose the 6 and be so beaten and feel so disgraced and embarrassed. I cannot pick up my microphone to speak. I said, you know what? I'm going to speak. That night I came, I kept the pulpit for 30 minutes. The following day I came, I stood here and preached, and I laid hands on 7,000 people in one night. And I came to tell a certain Oga, you have to get up, because lying down the way you lie down, you are disgracing God and you are disgracing everybody. You can get up. Get up. Joab told David, Oga, get up. You are turning a day of victory into a day of mourning. Ladies and gentlemen, when I'm through the darkest part of your life, look well, there is light somewhere. When you lose one person, look well, there is another person. I came to speak to somebody right now. May the Lord grant unto you the grace to understand. You lost a business, but your mind is intact. You can create another business. One door was shut, but another door can open. Or get is not over. You lost somebody, but your life is not over. You didn't lose your spirit, you didn't lose your soul, and you didn't lose your body. Get up and do something with your life. He said, Oga, get up. Oh. Oga, get up. Get up. And the reason you must get up, Oga, get up. And the reason you must get up is because you are bringing us disgrace. Number 2, Oga, get up because you are distracting our attention. Turn to somebody and say, you are distracting our attention. Come on, tell to somebody and tell the person, you are distracting us. Look at what Joab said Joab told David in the verse number 6. In the verse number 6 he said, in that you love your enemies more, and hate your friends. For you have declared this day that you regard not the princes nor the servants, nor, because this day I perceive that if Absalom had lived and we all had died, then it had pleased you. Now what he's saying is that, Oga, your attitude is bringing disgrace. Number two, your attitude is distracting us. I will go back to the day when I lost 6 children in one day. Amanda is gone. Audrey is gone. But Archie is there. Angus is there. All my spiritual children are there. If I follow these 6 and I cry beyond control and I lose my mind and I become an emotional wreck, I would have sacrificed all the other people. So I decided on that day, I'm not going to look at what I've lost. I'm going to look at what is left. I'm going to look at what is left in my hand. My senior Moro, you have something left. You have a lista left in your hand, and you must take care of this young man and make him the man I always knew you to be. There is some strength in you. And Alista, your mom is gone, but your dad is left. Don't cry like you have nothing left. You know what, people? If I have never been through anything in life, I will not be qualified to speak like this. But this preacher, oh boy, I have received a bullet before. I received a bomb blast at my feet, and by the grace of God, the Lord kept me on my feet. And I'm telling a certain man somewhere, you lost a business, but something is left. You lost a member of family, something is left. You lost a house, but something is left. Oh God, get up! Get up! Get up! Can't you see? He said, you love this your son Absalom, who died more than the rest of us who are alive. He said, you know what? You are misrepresenting this whole thing. I'm beginning to think that if all of us had died and only your son Absalom was alive, you would like it. Listen to me. Never let the living, never give the living the impression that the dead are more important than them. Listen, if you lost a child, or you lost a parent or a friend, all the love you used to give to the one who is passed into heaven, take all that love, add it, and give it to the one who is alive. So give the one who is alive all the attention. Give the one who is alive all the care. Anybody clapping your hands, you are winning, and you are having victory over adversity. You are coming to the place where the devil cannot put you down, because you have made yourself higher than trouble, that when the enemy comes against you like a flood, the Lord shall lift up a standard against him. And when you walk through the valley of the shadow of death, you will fear no evil. Your rod and your staff, God, they will comfort you. And somebody shouting, the blessing of God is upon your life. Okay, you don't need a psychologist to survive this. Get up. You don't need a psychiatrist to survive this. Get up. You don't need some alcohol to survive this. Get up. You don't need sleeping tablets to survive this. Get up. You don't need to be encouraged by 1,000 people. Oh God, get up. Oga, you are distracting us. Your son is dead. You've forgotten that there is a whole nation you are supposed to take care of. And boy, on that day when that bomb hit me, I had a whole church sitting here. 7,000 people. Well, unfortunately for the devil, he was dealing with somebody full of the Holy Ghost, who was raised in the army barracks and Sabozongo. People like us are not of regular configuration. There is something about us that is robust. There is something about us that is strong. We've heard all kinds of sounds before, sounds of war and chaos. We've gone through things and we've survived some things. We have known how to exist when you were non-existent. I came to announce to somebody today, you will overcome the thing you are going through. You went through a divorce, but stop thinking about the wife you lost, because there is another woman that is coming. Stop thinking about the husband you lost to the divorce. There is another man who is coming. You know what? I've seen people who go through a divorce, and when they go through the divorce, they become emotional and mental wrecks. And by the time they marry somebody else, that person has married a patient or a liability. I want to announce to somebody who is divorced, for the sake of your future husband, for the sake of your future wife, let the old things pass away and let all things become new, so that one day you don't punish somebody. And I may be talking on Father's Day to an orphan who lost your father and your mother. There are many men and women walking out there who will want to adopt you as a son and adopt you as a daughter. If you cry over your father and your mother left you, and you become an emotional wreck, nobody will enjoy you as a son and nobody will enjoy you as a daughter. You know what? Sometimes adoption is as good as biological birth. Adoption sometimes is as good as a biological birth. Somebody is looking somewhere, somebody somewhere is looking for you to adopt you as a son and as a daughter, and you cannot kill yourself. There is another opportunity for you in life. You can't kill yourself. So, Oga, get up. Get up, because you are bringing us shame. A man crying the way you are crying is bringing us shame. A man confused the way you are confused is bringing us shame. Oga, get up, do something. Your family is collapsing. Oga, get up. When you are a man, I was dealing with a situation when a family was breaking up. They are going into divorce, and I talked to the man. Zaya, the woman can go. I'm fed up, Daddy, I'm fed up. I talked to the woman. She too said, yeah, he can go. So both of them said they could go. This one says you can go, this one too says you can go. But Oga, get up. Oga, you are the head of that family. Save the family. The woman doesn't care because she was taken out of you. You were the original source from which human creation came. Man, be responsible. You are not the man, you are the head of the family. The Bible says you are the head. If the legs don't mind, and the feet don't mind, and the hands don't mind, and the eyes don't mind, you are the head. Do something about that family. Save the family. Or get up. Save your wife from distraction. Save your woman and save your children from distraction. And said, this woman is determined to break up the family, but as the head of the family, I will not allow it. The devil is taking hold of my wife, but I will snatch my wife out of the hands of the devil. I am the man in this house. I am taking charge of this house. There must be peace in this house. I am responsible for this house. I am going to precipitate peace. I'm going to remove every chaos from my house, and I'm going to ensure that peace will come to my house. Oh God, get up, get up. Oh God, get up. And I like the one he said on destruction. He said a worse thing is waiting for you if you don't get up. If you don't get up, something worse is coming. Oh, your book on Oga, get up.